So if you have any questions throughout, just ask in the chat. And if you are an experienced ambassador, you can go ahead and answer those questions. And then at the end, I'm going to go through and answer them, like just making sure that everything is covered. So I'm going to ask if you guys can see my face as well, or just the background screen. Yes, both. Perfect. We are all set. All right, so people are coming in. Sometimes I feel like it's a video game. Click admitting people at the same time that I'm talking, but we're going to get started. So my name is Josée Nadeau. I'm going to be talking tonight about my screen just disappeared, you guys. There we go. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to be talking tonight about Shaklee, the stable pivot. And when I say the stable pivot, I don't necessarily mean pivoting from another company. I mean just pivoting in general, whether you're pivoting your nutrition habits, pivoting your business plan, or maybe you're attracted to something here and you want to pivot. So pivoting is just making a new choice. That's what that means. So tonight, we're going to be talking about this kind of from a Canadian context at the end, but this is applicable to everybody. So this right here at Shaklee is what we call the stable pivot. So tonight we're going to be talking about how you can grow a solid, timeless business here with the leading organic wellness company in North America, Asia. And I'm so excited to say this, soon Australia. So a little bit about me. My name is Josée Nadeau. I am French-Canadian, military spouse. I'm a mom of two. My kids are 16 months apart. Fun fact. My background is I'm a registered nurse and I'm a nutrition nerd. And I was a previous fitness competitor. I know a lot of you guys on this call, and I bet you didn't know that. It's not something I talk about a lot, and I was a fitness model for a little bit. This is not my first rodeo. This is my second network marketing company that I've been involved in. I've always loved health and wellness. My 32 points in 30 games. I can hear you talking to your husbands. You got to mute yourselves. I'm not that good with video games, guys. So I was with a previous company before this, and it was actually an activewear company. And with that, I loved it. I cornered the Canadian market. We skyrocketed sales. We built a $2 million a month sales organization. And I came into that with zero experience. I love this industry so much. Like it's just so fun when you can take this and really run with it. So I got to the top 0.01% of the entire industry and built a top global team. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that because when I'm presenting you this information here, I just really want you to know that I take this very, very seriously. And what I'm sharing with you tonight is something that I really analyzed and something that I take very seriously. Hang on here. Admit. There we go. I think if people show up late, they're not going to get in because I don't see them. So like I said, I did really well with that last company, and it got to a point where I wanted to continue to scale and grow, but like with anything, I mean, you can relate this to like any job that you've been in or any relationship that you've been in. We all grow things sometimes, right? Like if sometimes you're growing at a different pace that maybe the business is or the relationship or whatever, you can outgrow things. We all do it, and there's no shame in that, and it's okay. And I made a very challenging, difficult career decision to walk away from that. And I knew that I could build again. I mean, we always have doubts, right? But deep down, I knew that if I could find something that I loved and something that I can really, truly share with people with so much conviction, something that I really believe in, that, we could do well, and I could bring a team to be successful again and introduce people to something that we really trust. And it took a long time, and I looked at a lot of different opportunities out there. I'm a very analytical person. I like to kind of have like a framework to follow, and I definitely had a framework to follow with what I was looking for. And I finally found Shaklee, and it was completely under the radar because it's a company that I had never heard of before. It was a company that's been around for many decades, as I'm going to get into more in a little bit, but I had never heard of it. And to me, when I heard all of what I'm going to share with you tonight. I'm going to get into the company, but you're going to understand by the end of this call why it checked all of the boxes. And this call tonight is going to be maybe a little bit different from a business opportunity call that you've been on before. This is going to be presenting the checklist that I had when I was looking at different companies, and my kind of my process through that, and what I was looking for in what order, and why this company checked all of those boxes. So now you know about me. I want to know if you can leave a comment where you're watching from and who invited you. And while you're leaving that in the comment, I'm going to go admit some more people. This really is like a video game. I need my son in here pressing buttons. So where you're from and who invited you.
Jose, if you want to make me a host, I can let people in.
It doesn't work. I'm going to mute a couple of you. Yeah, I can't make a co-host, and then I'm not going to be able to share my screen, but that's okay. We can press some buttons. It's all good. Okay, so I'm telling you guys this share screen thing. The next thing that I want to know is, why are you here? It's 8 o'clock Eastern on a Thursday night. I ran into my house and put on a sweater after my kids' sport. It is just, it's busy. We're all busy, right? So if you're going to take a half hour out of your day, I want to know what it is that you're here for. You're here for a reason. Time is so scarce. And I want you to write down in the chat why you're here. And I want you to think about that and commit to getting what you came for. So whatever question you're asking, whether you're on the fence, whether, you've been looking at this and maybe you're reading all the things, and maybe you're one of these people who feels like you never know enough before making a decision. I know that that's really common. Maybe you've been watching us for a little while and you don't know, you want to kind of get a feel to see, whatever it is. I want you to commit and decide that at the end of this call, you're going to be ready to make a decision, whether it's, you want to pursue it further or not. So commit to that, because time is so valuable. And the timing with this company is everything. And you are at the perfect spot right now. So tonight, you're going to leave with a firm understanding of why Shaklee is growing at the pace that it is. We are going to be talking a little bit more about Canada at the end, but this is for Australia, US, whatever, okay? Doesn't matter. You're going to get a quick intro to Shaklee, and you're going to get a glimpse of what's to come if you're in Australia. You're going to get a solid checklist for yourself of what to look for before planting your flag with any company. Like I said, I'm going to be going through my entire process and the checklist that I used, coming from a $2 million a month team to here, and why this actually drew me in. You're going to learn about what's unique about Shaklee in the marketplace and why no other company can compete. So what you need to look for in what you choose to promote. I don't ever take reputation lightly. If you're going to be putting your name to something, and that's something that I really took into consideration with this company. If I'm going to put my name on something, if I'm going to be sharing something with my friends and my family who I love, I want to make sure that it is the best of the best in so many different ways. So there's so many companies out there that are, maybe you love some products, maybe there's something that you tried, maybe your neighbor who you adore is selling something and you're like, maybe I could do that. It's not that simple. There's so much more involved in all of this, okay? So there's lots of noise out there, and I want you to focus on these 6 simple things, and it comes down to the acronym STABLE. In order, the number one most important thing that I was looking for in a company, and that I encourage you to look for when you're looking at different opportunities, is the corporate leadership. That is pivotal. That is the most important thing, because it trickles down. It sets the stage for absolutely everything. So I'm not going to read completely off the slides. We've all been in presentations where people are just reading off the slides. That's not what I'm here for tonight. You can screenshot this if you're curious. But all in all, I just want to highlight Roger Barnett, the CEO. He has been the CEO for 20 years now. This company is completely privately owned. There's no other investors that are helping make the decisions here. It is 100% privately owned. Roger owns this company, and he owns it in full. It is completely debt-free. Why is this important? Well, in the climate, and we know the economy right now is going, there's uncertainty, there's volatility a little bit in the economy, we can say. And when somebody has control over the company, and it's the same person who loves the company is also the person who owns it and the person who makes the financial decisions, that is so important, especially when you are involving so many different people who are relying on this for a paycheck. So about Roger, he is the chair of the World Federation of Direct Selling, which is really big. That's a big deal. That's very powerful partnerships that he is forming in there. He's got multiple law degrees, a strong business background, and he serves on the Harvard and Yale School of Public Health Leadership Councils. So there's a lot of really strong partnerships. And what I love about Roger is whenever you meet him, and if you come to the Canadian events, as I'm going to share at the end here, you will very well, there's a good chance that you are going to meet this man in person. And even just being in his presence, he's a billionaire. Okay. His family comes from a long line of investors with Reebok and Burberry, and he started Beauty Co. Do you remember? This blew my mind, because if you're my age, you remember these little inserts that were in the magazines that would smell like perfume. Do you remember that? He invented those. He scaled that business. That became a huge global business. I think that was one of his first businesses. How cool is that? When I found that out, I was like, oh my goodness, I believe, I remember that. So a very innovative man, okay? He saw something and he ran with it, and it was like nothing else. And it just became such a massive business. So like I said, it's debt-free, it's growing financially year over year, 85% retention rate. That's massive. There's people who've been in this company for decades, and I'm going to get more into that in a little bit, but this company is like, the leadership is so solid, because when you have a solid CEO, a solid corporate leader, that trickles down to everything. That's going to trickle down to the staff that that the company attracts or hires, right? The interview process, like, trickles down to the culture, how people feel. And this man, he's so gifted. Like, he'll remember your name. He'll meet you once and he'll remember your name. Like, such a classy dude. You are going to love him if you have a chance to meet him. And we'll be here all night if I'm talking about him, because he's just such a unique, incredible human. The beliefs that this company is built on, okay, corporate leadership has a lot to do with that, what the company is going to serve for, right? The mission, what it is that it wants to bring to the world, what impact. It's not just about making money. Shaklee was a nutrition company and a cleaning company long before it was a network marketing opportunity. So most companies get it backwards, right? There's such a deep love for this product and the mission. So this company is going to bring the physical health, emotional health, financial health, and environmental health. I'm going to get more into the products next, and you're going to see a little bit more specific what I mean with that. But excuse me, my anti-aging mocktail always helps. So the mission is to bring true wellness to the world, plain and simple. It's been the mission since 1956. And you can stop right now and go text well, it's probably late, but go text your grandma or your mom. I'm willing to bet that they heard about Shaklee. Like, oh yeah, I remember like a little lady walking down the road with a wagon full of cleaner. Yeah, that's probably Shaklee.
Referring me, but really promoting my financial advisor.
If you mute yourself.
Again, Angela's been great with it, but other than that, I feel like it's been a little bit of a challenge for people again. So I don't know, what are your thoughts? You thought I should just stick with the jewelry in the
Oh, Annette, that's awesome. All right, every time I mute, I have to, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, awesome. Okay. So the commitment to serve, and I don't want to sound like I'm fangirling this guy, but seriously, we just saw him over the last weekend in New Orleans. They send the top, we get points for certain activities in business. And they sent 25 of us to New Orleans for a community service trip. Like, that is like the best thing that we, like, obviously they send us to luxury trips, but that is just to speak to the mission of this. It's like, you know what? Yeah, we do well, we spoil you guys, but let's give back. And that is something I've never seen in any other company. So a commitment to serve, and he definitely gets his hands dirty, and he's not scared to serve. And it's not just lip service, it truly is his mission. The next thing that you're going to want to look for, so number 2 out of 6 is going to be the top-notch products, and that's the tea and stable. Cool. This is so cool. This is another fun fact. Lots of fun facts with Shaklee, but this company is was created by Dr. Shaklee, Dr. Forrest Shaklee, and he invented the first multivitamin in 1915. The first multivitamin. Let that sink in, right? How cool is that? So lots of history here. And this company has been around for 68 years. It has been, and this caught my attention when I was looking at, because I'm like, this stuff has to be good. It has been on every NASA mission since 1993. This company fuels, the nutrition products fuels over 150 gold medal Olympians. This stuff is clean and pure. The cleaning products are used in the White House, and it was featured on Oprah's Favorite Things. There's 138 peer-reviewed third-party double-blind scientific studies. That is so unique. You will not see that in any other company. Please mute. I can hear you talking to your husbands. The products are gluten-free, dairy-free, food dye-free, no artificial flavors, beyond organic. And what that means is typically with the organic standards, they'll test the crops. But with this, they test everything. They'll test the materials, they'll test the wrappers that things are in, they'll test the soil. Like, they really do go above and beyond. There's no product recalls or quality concerns ever, and they make sure of that. And during COVID, when things got really expensive, they had the people who were testing, I don't know the right word, but they had said that Shaklee's testing like rituals or whatever are excessive. And this is costing Shaklee a lot of money, and they should probably test less. And Shaklee was like, no, never. So it really is quality first, people first. We have over 300 products in nutrition, home, body, and beauty. So the cool thing about that in terms of business, we have a lot of people coming in, and they come in and they want to share the skincare. They fall in love with skincare, and then they start taking the nutrition, they try the cleanse, they have major transformations. So there's so many different things that you can share, and truly this company is representing beauty from the inside out. And that is it. It's not about a quick fix. It's not about, this one magic product that's going to cost you $200 a month and you still have to do all of these other things. These are things that people are actually taking. So it really is about sharing something that somebody's already taking, already spending money on, and just making it a little bit better so that they feel a bit better. Vitamins that are actually absorbed at the right places in your intestinal tract. You know how many people are taking vitamins that are not even being absorbed? They're just peeing most of it out. Or even worse, it's actually hurting their kidneys and liver because they're not made right, and they're full of fillers and junk. And this stuff is not even much more expensive than what you're finding. The Shaklee difference, it's safe, proven, and guaranteed. We have over 100 patents, which is very unique, and patents pending, and tons of scientific papers. I had somebody talking to me about their opportunity the other day, and it's kind of like a newer company. And I was like, well, what do you like about it? And she said, well, the science blew me away. And I said, okay, well, show me the science. And she couldn't. I'm like, okay, well, what are you talking about then? There's the science here is actually legit. Like, you can go right now and Google landmark study and you'll see. The next thing here is the compensation plan. So that is something that, remember how I said at the beginning, like your neighbor could be selling something, or maybe you're taking a product that you like and you're like, oh, maybe I'll turn it into a business. It's more complicated than that. The compensation plan is so important. Coming from a company that, we struggled with a compensation plan if things didn't fit exactly perfectly, if things didn't work perfectly, like you could be out thousands and tens of thousands of dollars a month. And with this compensation plan, it is designed in such a fair way. What often happens with companies, if you're noticing, get 5 customers, make $500, that money has to come from somewhere. And what often happens is the product is so incredibly expensive for an example, right? So that money has to come from somewhere. So if you have a compensation plan that looks maybe too good to be true, you really have to look at it with a fine-tooth comb, because if the products are too expensive, you're not going to have customers and nobody's going to buy. With Shaklee, we have customers who've been ordering every single month for 30 years. And you can get up to 40% commission on those reorders. It's wild. So it's a really nice balanced compensation plan. It's really well designed. Just some quick numbers here, 30 for 30. So, you know, you sign up, you get a new customer, automatically, any new customer that you get, you're going to get 30% commission on that order. Any new customer. This is kind of a quick recipe for, you know, if you want a visual of how to make $500 a month, how to make $1,000. And this is if you don't have a team. Something that's really great about Shaklee is that you can get, they actually just revamped their compensation plan and make it nice and modern. And you can get to, you can make significant commissions even without a team. You can get up to 40% commissions. So you grow it how you want to. We also have Star Club bonuses. So the aim is a minimum of 3 new customers every single month. And that's going to give you an extra $75 bonus every time you do it. You can get 9 new customers. You're going to get a bonus for all of those. Okay. This is the annual earnings statement in US dollars. On average right now, we have, most people are getting to key coordinator. Like if you're working your business, if you have experience, key coordinator is, you know, average for your first year, just to put in perspective. People are growing very quickly here, but that can range. Like that's not a promise. Obviously it's a result of hard work and your networking skills. The next one here for stable, we're at B. So that's the built-in support. And that is something that really drew me in as well, was what Shaklee provides. So go take a look at this. So we have it in our back office, and this is like the tip of the iceberg. They give us a new ebook every single month that we can share with customers, and it's free. So, you know, if you have a customer that orders, you could just like throw that in as an extra gift, and people really appreciate it. They're beautiful, beautiful graphics. They give us a back office where if we have a Facebook group where we're nurturing our customers, they give us all of the tools and the stuff that we need for that, all of the marketing materials and the assets. They have a back office that has beautiful email templates. So, you know, if you use Flowdesk or whatever, you can use that, or you can use the back office and send them directly from there. And they're really nice. They're very professionally designed. The branding with Shaklee is so crisp and clean. They make reels for you, and you can upload those as your videos and have reels. There's a podcast, which anybody can listen to. You can listen to this right now. You can go to Shaklee TV in your whatever app you use for your podcasts, and start learning about Shaklee products. All of our meetings are there for free on a podcast app, and that's open for everybody. And you have video access as well as audio. What else? My goodness, there's so much. There's so much. We have apps. We have in our back office, if you need, you know, if you're following up with a customer that ordered, it will remind you to check in with them. All of these little things that they really do think of everything here. Long and short-term incentives. That is important. If you're somebody who likes to chase carrots, if you're someone who likes, okay, just tell me what I'm going for and I'm going to run for it. I know there's a lot of people on my team like that, and I love it. Those long and short-term incentives are really important if you're going to be growing a business anywhere. You want something to work towards. We have trips. We have rank up bonus. So director, like I said, you do not ever need a team to hit director. That is definitely achievable. A lot of people are hitting it in their first, second month, definitely within the first 90 days. You're going to want to go for that, and depending on where you're starting. And as you go up, you can get all of these extra rewards. So these are cash bonuses for every time that you hit those ranks. Okay, so if you hit a rank and you hold it for 4 months, you're going to get these bonuses. You can also get a car bonus. Oh, the picture didn't work. My friend sent me a picture today. She just got her Yeti cooler, and she got like a hard, it's too bad you can't see it because it was so cute. It was her daughter standing on top of a hard Yeti cooler, and a soft one. And that was our latest incentive that we got. I just got some Nike shoes right here behind me that we got. We got Aura rings, headphones, Apple headphones, AirPods, cash. Like every quarter they give you a chance to earn these. And right now we're just wrapping up an incentive for some really fancy bougie cookware. And they're very achievable. And I'm sure there's some people here on this call that can comment coming from maybe other companies or other opportunities, or whether you're new. They are very achievable, these quarterly bonuses. And they're so fun because we all achieve, like those who get them, we get to like, you know, share what we have and get together and wear whatever it is that we've got. It's so much fun. And the cool thing about these quarterly incentives, if you're somebody who procrastinates, if you're someone who like waits to the last minute, it keeps you on track. So if you get all of these quarterly incentives, guess what? You're going on a trip. It keeps you on track. So you're not waiting till last minute. It's awesome. And then of course, on the trips, you can get a whole bunch of stuff like our trips have flights paid for. So a lot of companies, your flights are extra. With us, they are paid, and you'll get a flight for one. And then if you do a little bit better, you get a flight for two and a trip for two. And then if you get a little bit more than that, you're going to get like your flight, your trip, and a chauffeur. Anyways, it goes up and up and up. Like, it's just awesome. And then this is like, if you get to the top of the point, which is platinum, you're going to get all of this cool swag. So that's just one of it. Shaklee spoils us rotten. They actually sent us, I got an email a while back, and they're like, pack your bags, get to the airport. We're sending you to Miraval, which is such a luxurious, beautiful yoga retreat. So they surprise us sometimes for hard work. We feel so incredibly appreciated here. It's second to none. Mentorship is next. We have just a couple of slides left, but mentorship here is next. And that is, like I had said, with the corporate team, the systems that they give us, they are a message away. Truly, the corporate team is a message away. They are so supportive. And I'm sure, you know, those of you who are on the team, you guys can share that in the chat, your experience with that. But it's amazing. And it's just somewhere that you can be really proud of. So if you are building a team, this is somewhere that I, you know, once I was in here for a couple of weeks, I was like, I need to bring more people here. I need to share this with people because it truly felt like a family. And when I first heard Shaklee family, I rolled my eyes, but it is true. Like they really do go above and beyond. And what I love too is our customer service support, where if you have a customer who's having a rough go and maybe you don't have time to take care of it, you can send them to 1-800-Shaklee and know that they are in the very best hands and they're just getting so well taken care of. The last thing I want to say here about the mentorship is the generations. And this really attracted me to Shaklee. It's so unique. No other company has this because this company's been around since 1958, I think, 68 years anyways. There's so much depth and wisdom of leadership here. People who've been ambassadors with this company for decades and who grew this company before the internet. They grew it old school. Some really tough people, some really tough, wise, amazing humans. And we have a chance to learn from them as they're, you know, starting to retire from their businesses and passing it on to their kids. That's very unique here. And that's something that's really special. The other thing for mentorship is the collaboration is a huge part of the culture here. Every Monday, the company, my last company, we had to do all of the trainings for our teams. Like we were responsible for that, which is fine. It's totally fine. I love it. But it is really refreshing when corporate helps with that. And every Monday they find somebody in the field who's doing big things and they have them share their story. They take care of recognition for the team. They take care of once a week telling us what's going on, what promotions are happening, educating about products and sales. And they also have somebody sharing their knowledge and what's working in the industry and in their businesses. They also have calls to help with the compensation plan if maybe you're not a numbers person and you want to learn more about that. They also have science hours. I believe that's every 2 weeks, where you actually have access to a physician, a product education manager, a PhD, like a researcher of our scientific affairs. And they are just so open to our questions, and no question is off limit. They're always just an email away as well. So as we're wrapping up here, maybe you're wondering what next and how do I get started? We have a couple of different options for you. So in Canada, our kit is $199 in Canada, and normally it's a $50 business kit, but right now it's half price. So that's really exciting. And in the US, you're going to see here that the kit is a little bit less just because of the dollar amount with the Canada and the US, and you can mix and match your options. So you're going to see here in the US, you have the option of adding Meology, which is a really cool personalized nutrition program that you can have. Has your name on it. If you're looking for something more cost effective and, in my opinion, just as good, you can go for the Vitalizer strip, which is what we use here in Canada. And it's an incredible product, and I have it right here. This is actually, I take mine at night. I don't know. Whenever I post about it, people wonder why, but I just do. So this is what it looks like. So this has all of the nutritional gaps that you could need, like that, all of the nutrition that you need to fill in the nutritional gaps. So you've got your omegas and your carotenoids. So if you work near a computer like me, like you're definitely going to need that. You have your multivitamin, your B complex, and a cute little probiotic there. So everything that you need in one handy strip. So you don't have to have all those bottles. And this is pretty much, I'd say maybe even less expensive than buying all of those bottles. And it's much, much higher quality. So this is something that you can trust. And that is the Vitalizer strip. Okay. So the Ready Set Wellness package comes with a month's worth of shakes, your Vitalizer strip, and a free booster. Most of us like to have the cleanse, especially if you have never done a Shaklee cleanse before. It's a really awesome way to get, feel like really kickstart your progress and feel good really quickly. So I'm going to leave that there and quickly touch on the Canadian tour that we're doing. So if you're looking at all of this and maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if this is the right time, I'm going to tell you there is truly, and I'm not just saying this, like there truly is no better time, because you have a launch pad right here. We are going on a Canadian tour, our first ever Canadian tour. So you need to contact whoever it is who sent you to this call, because this Canadian tour is going to be amazing. We are going to be in Montreal, Oakville, Moncton, New Brunswick, BC, and Alberta. And then right down here, this bit.ly, you can't click it, obviously, but you can type that in. You can take a screenshot and type that in and RSVP to one of these events as a guest and bring somebody else. So if you're wanting to sign up for this business, you take your friends with you. There's going to be samples. There's going to be things that they can try. There's going to be goodie bags. And if you bring a couple people, you might get a prize. So we're going to recap. If you're looking at different companies, I want you to feel very confident that Shaklee had all of the checks in the box that I was looking for. Okay, so it had the skilled leadership, the top-notch products, adaptable compensation, built-in support, long and short-term incentives, and effective mentorship. So if you are ready to plant your flag here, we would absolutely love to have you. So please reach out to whoever it is who sent you here to this call and ask them, ask them what they need to do to get started. Sign up tonight. Okay, get on this launch tour with us. All right, guys,